Congratulations on your purchase of Teeter. I'm Roger Teeter, co-founder and chairman of Teeter. You know, in the late 70s, I wrecked my back. And when I say wrecked, on worst days, I couldn't even get out of bed. I had to roll onto the floor, hands and knees into the shower to get hot water in my back just to be able to stand up. I tried everything to get relief. Nothing really worked. Fortunately, I had some good friends that saw my plight and introduced me to Inversion. The relief I got was temporary, but it was more effective than anything else I'd tried over that 5-year period, and by doing it on a regular basis, I've been pain free ever since. The problem with Inversion at that time, though, it was risky, it was difficult to use, and it took a lot of strength. My background is engineering, and I had 15 years in new product development, and I thought that I could build a better product. That resulted in my wife and I starting a business in our garage in 1981, and that effort evolved into what we now call the Teeter difference. That is our promise to you, as our customer, to provide a product with better materials and craftsmanship, verified safety with a UL listing, an industry-leading 5-year full warranty, and US-based customer service for unequal product support. Our team is available via phone, live chat, or email if you need additional help. Okay, well, let's get started. First of all, I want you to have a spotter present. 80% of you will balance right on your height, but depending on your weight distribution, it might be an inch or two on either side of your height. When you find that perfect balance, you will have control and be able to move the inversion table to any angle, stop it, and bring it back with simple arm movements. The two most important points I want you to take away from this presentation is that height setting on the main shaft that you determined that was right for you. Every single time that you invert, check to make sure that that table is set on your height. And also, second, be sure to clamp your ankles safely. We've helped you to remember those 2 points by putting those words on the table itself. When people ask me how to get started, I suggest that you set the maximum angle at 20 degrees or 25, and then listen to your body. If you think you can do more, add more. If you think you had enough, stop. You know, take 4 or 5 days, even a week, working up to the maximum angle that you're comfortable with. Generally speaking, the more inversion, the better results. But if you're tensing up, then you're losing the benefit. So don't go beyond an angle that you're totally relaxed at. And one final point is, this is a maintenance program. If you've purchased this because you have specific symptoms and the symptoms are now gone, don't stop. By inverting on a regular basis, you can help keep your body alignment so you look better in your clothes, have the flexibility of a younger person, and have those healthy joints that allow you to do the things that you love to do. You know, thank you again for your purchase of a Teeter, and we want to hear from you. Get online and write a review of how Teeter has worked for you. It changed my life, and I believe it'll change yours.
This DVD will provide step-by-step instructions on how to easily assemble your Teeter inversion table, adjust it to your unique user settings, and use the equipment properly and effectively. Where necessary, you will be asked to select your model of inversion table to receive specific instructions relating to that model. Shared steps or instruction may feature a model slightly different than your own, but the same instructions will apply. Note that this DVD supports several models of Teeter inversion tables, which are constructed using many of the same assembly steps. Assembly of the Teeter should take about 20 minutes. If possible, set up your inversion table in or near the space in which you intend to use it. Unpack all parts and documents, and clear away the packing materials. Locate the small parts bags which are labeled to correspond with the assembly process. Ensure that you have all parts shown on the Items for Assembly page of the assembly instructions. If you are missing anything, be sure to contact Teeter Customer Service for assistance. Remember to assemble the parts exactly as shown in the instructions without deviation, and test the equipment thoroughly before using. Improper assembly could result in serious injury or death. You may want to pause this DVD at the end of every step so you can work alongside the video. The printed assembly instructions follow the same order of assembly. You can also download Built, a free app with interactive 3D instructions to make the assembly process even easier. Locate the small parts bag labeled Handle Assembly to find the hardware to use in this step. On a level surface, position the A-frame upright and open it so that all the stability feet are flat on the ground. Gently push down on the spreader arms to ensure they are fully open and in the locked position. Determine the left or right stretch assist handles by noting an embossed L or R on the inside of each handle. Align the black plastic part of the handle over the corresponding outside edge of the A-frame hinge plate. Insert and loosely hand tighten 3 of the Allen head screws through the hinge plate and into the inside of the handle. Repeat with the other handle. When done, fully tighten all screws by using the 5mm Allen wrench. Locate the table bed assembly hardware kit. Place the table bed face down on the floor and push down on the support beam so the 2 holes align evenly with the holes at the base of the upper support arms. You may have to exert extra pressure to ensure that the support beam slides over the rubber spacers. Insert the 2 bolts into the open holes. Thread a washer and nut onto each bolt and hand tighten. Using the 6mm Allen wrench to steady the bolts, tighten the nuts onto the bolts with the 10/13mm open-ended wrench. To assist with assembly of the roller hinges, familiarize yourself with the terms detailed in the image on your screen. For ease of assembly, rest the table bed against the crossbar at the front of the A-frame. On one side of the table bed, lift the cam lock up all the way to unlock. In your other hand, hold one 3-hole roller hinge at the pivot pin. With the pivot pin facing outward, away from the table bed, slide the bottom of the roller hinge between the cam lock and the bracket. Engage one of the holes in the roller hinge over the bracket pin. Note that setting B is shown here. We recommend starting in setting C if you are unsure which to use. Push down on the cam lock to lock it. Repeat this process on the other side and make sure to use the same hole setting on both sides. For more information on the roller hinge settings, view the User Settings section of this DVD or reference your owner's manual. Face the front of the A-frame where the crossbar is located. Grasp the roller hinges just above the cam lock and lift the table bed. Allow the top of the table bed to rotate toward the floor so that the back of it is now facing you and the top of the table bed is in front of the crossbar. Lower each roller hinge pivot pin into the A-frame hinge plates, one side at a time. The locking hooks will open to allow the pivot pin into the hinge plate slot, then automatically snap closed over the pivot pin. You may need to push outward on the hinge plate in order for the second pivot pin to lock into place. Make sure that each pivot pin is seated at the base of the slot in the hinge plates and that the self-locking hooks have closed over both pivot pins. Rotate the table bed into its use position and check that the table rotates smoothly. Face the front of the A-frame, holding the main shaft in your left hand with the height markings facing up. Slide the end of the main shaft into the main shaft housing, located at the base of the table bed. With your right hand, pull out the height selector locking pin to allow the main shaft to slide in further and release in the desired height setting. You will learn more about finding your ideal height setting in the User Settings section of this DVD. The main shaft must rest against the crossbar as shown here. If the main shaft is not resting on the crossbar, then the table bed has been misassembled and must be corrected before use. Test the inversion table by hand for smooth and steady rotation and ensure that all fasteners are secure. To attach the angle tether, simply unfold the pre-assembled tether that is attached to the crossbar. Clip the carabiner to the U-bar on the underside of the table bed. Slide the buckle to lengthen or shorten the strap depending on your desired maximum angle of inversion. To attach the head pillow, simply use the Velcro straps to secure the head pillow to the table bed. The position of the pillow can be adjusted depending on the user. If your image looks like image A, you have assembled the roller hinges upside down into the table bed. Go back and repeat the roller hinge assembly step as it's printed in your assembly instructions. If your image looks like image B, you have assembled your table bed backwards onto the A-frame. Go back and repeat the table bed attachment step as it's printed in your assembly instructions. If the owner's manual is not already attached, secure it to the A-frame by using the metal chain provided. Secure the chain to the A-frame through the designated hole in the hinge plate. Allow the owner's manual to hang freely on the outside of the A-frame spreader arms so that it doesn't interfere with the rotation of the table bed. The owner's manual should always remain attached to your inversion table to serve as a reference to all users in regards to proper adjustment and use of the equipment. Review the remainder of this DVD, as it will provide important information on how to personalize your user settings, how to invert, and how to use the optional accessories available for your Teeter inversion table. Congratulations, you are finished assembling your Teeter. Ensure that all fasteners are secure. The table should swing freely and smoothly, and the A-frame must sit fully and evenly on the floor. Before using your Teeter, it is important that you thoroughly and carefully view the remainder of this DVD, read the owner's manual and other accompanying documents, and inspect the equipment.